recreational dances, which were national identifiers too. The Schuhplattlen, the slap dance of Germany and Austria, Jota of Spain, Jig of Ireland, Tarantella of Italy, Hopak of the Ukraine have been rejected out of class shame in the colonies, yet was used in Europe to arouse national pride and sentiment. Character dancing is still used and taught in classical ballet. During the 17th century, European folk dances were very popular and characterized by long ways in which dancing couples face each other and walk or skip briskly through simple maneuvers. In Germany, the Schwerzentanz, an ancient sword dance, was particularly popular among the nobles. The dance involved swords and consistent jumping between two lances and swords. The waltz and the polka originated in Bavaria, Germany. The Morris and the Maypole dances were very popular in Britain. The Morris dance is still performed today and forms part of a procession and involves choreographed moves using swords, handkerchiefs, balls and sticks. The Maypole dance, a fertility dance, is performed around a pole decorated with flowers and foliage and ribbons. The Tarantella of Neapolitan originally is of the few lively dances. It is also danced by couples. The typical dance of Ireland, the Chailey, and is performed during the St. Patrick's Day festival. The Spanish Maypole is a dance that ushers in spring. Each region had their own interpretation of the dance, but it is always a celebration. In the region of Catalonia, where a version called sardanas is performed, often on Sundays, it is a symbol of independence. Cultural appropriation is when one or more aspects of a culture is taken and claimed as its own. In this society, where the privileged and the underprivileged are not on the same level playing field, we see artists like Madonna, Beyonce, Katy Perry, Coldplay, Marc Jacobs, Gucci, and festivals like white festivals like Burning Man and chefs like Ray Bayless unashamedly steal cultures and cultural aspects without acknowledgement of its origins. Cultural appreciation and cultural exchange are important in human development. Fetishization is an act of one-sided exchange of when cultures are reduced to a single stereotype, as what happened when Europeans first arrived in the New World. Dances too energetic and complicated for the European were called animal dances in America and banned almost immediately. These dances embracing land, sea, and air and are depicting animals like the grizzly bear, the camel walk, the horse trot, crab step, chicken flip, kangaroo dip, and the bunny hug were very, very popular. The Riel dance can definitely still be found outside Africa. The dance that continues to display a huge African influence brought by African enslaved people is the tango. The tango is also a unique dance expressing lived and historical experiences. The only difference is that the reel has older roots, more energetic, and is much more flamboyant. The tango is as sexually charged as the reel, except that the tango is more influenced by the European waltz. Whereas the tango originated in working class courtyards, street corners, and brothels, the reel originated in families and communities. The tango, originally called the Congo grind, originated in sub-Saharan Africa. The dance was first seen performed by Africans around the La Plata River, which separates Uruguay and Argentina. The first historical recording came in 1789 when tango music gatherings were banned by the Spanish invader. Gatherings of African enslaved people were first called Congo or Tambo, and as it gained popularity, tango fast became the single synonym for an entire dance and musical style. The common use and acceptance of tango started in the 19th century when settlers claimed their native Argentinian identity. They traveled with this appropriated dance to Paris, where it became an overnight sensation. The word tango means close space or space reserved on the ground. It means any place where Africans assemble to dance. Settlers traveled with the appropriated dance and music to many other parts of the world, and during the 1920s and 1930s, European descendant Carlos Gardin became the first tango superstar. While settlers in South America insist that this is their dance, they have not been able to perform this dance with authenticity. Only dancers nimble with their feet, with natural rhythm and speed, can do this dance. Every Argentine is proud of the tango, especially the settlers. The Spanish settler has created a niche for themselves in the European world of dance by claiming tango as their own. When the turkey trot craze hit America in the 1910s, the authorities panicked. It was banned in multiple cities, including university campuses, immediately. The secretary of the International Association of Master of Dancing called it absolutely vulgar. President Kennedy's grandfather, the Mayor John Fitzgerald, threatened to close all dance halls and instructed police to be stationed at every dance hall. New York's mayor called it an orgy. In New Jersey, a woman was jailed for 50 days. Religious leaders referred to it as barnyard morality. In America, President-elect Wilson, whose 3 daughters were enthusiastic dancers, was so offended by the animal dances that he cancelled his inaugural event in 1913, fearing that the dance would be performed at the ball. Doctors in Baltimore were seeing more people with a painful ailment which they dubbed turkey trot instep. By 1913, with much of the world at war, the American youth embraced the Charleston, the shimmy, and the black bottom dances that allowed partners touching and embracing. It still drew public outrage. What settlers could not do with their bodies in the public were policed. The Khoi may have been doing it the longest, but they were not the only people mocking Europeans through dance and about their lack of flexibility. Enslaved Africans often corresponded with each other through depicting draconian laws and rules and performed it in the Europeans' oblivion, enforcing communication between enslaved people. The catwalk was such a dance. African slaves first learned the poised, stiff, upright steps of the European. Then they adapted and added embellishments like the picking of hay, scrubbing of floors, cooking, and punishment to the dances. They used these dances to mock and make commentary and show solidarity to other enslaved people. While Black Africans have been dancing it for many years, the turkey trot was first introduced to the Durban settler, but it was not what they were used to. This dance needed fitness, firmness of grip, and strong bodies for high kicking. It is said to have been too strenuous for such inactive, slothful people. Even the youth preferred the sleepy waltz. When the British took over the country, clubs and dance halls became very popular. In Johannesburg, when the clubs and dance halls were taking off, the turkey trot was frowned upon by settlers, while it was relished by the native. Authorities were unhappy because too many social groups mixed in these dances and disobeyed social rules. The dance was deemed improper for the European. The Riel dance never disappeared into extinction. The Riel dance received popularity again in recent years, celebrating ancient traditions and found new cultural expressions in modern contemporary forms. There's currently more than 100 Riel dance groups and national champions in the country, which involves tens of thousands of dancers. In these vibrant, energetic performances, all the world's dancers are rolled into one. Groups like the Wipszenberg, Paypqqqal, Loerisfonteins, Vredendal still perform the Platteriel, Vastrap, Gora, Gomgom, and the monkey dance regularly in competitions and at festivals. In 2015, die nuwe grastrappers from Wippersdal in the Cederberg won 14 gold and 8 silver medals in the senior category at the World Championships of Performing Arts in Los Angeles in the United States. Kai Gangangs for your time, Cape of Storms, Table Bay, Falls Bay, Cape of Good Hope, Settler, it was not yours to take. My name is Paypqqqal, and I was born extinct.